Let's run it up. You're watching Philadelphia 76ers now by Chat Sports. I'm Chase Senior. Hope all of you out there are having a phenomenal weekend. And coming your way on today's show, we're opening up the floor. And we're allowing you to steal the show and be a part of the show as we take our subscribers and our real ones, questions, analysis, hot takes, and a lot more. First, let's prove them wrong. Who am I talking about? Boston Celtics Today. The look, the colors, the logo, that organization, the fan base, they make me sick. Allie Barefoot producer Smitty saying that we can't get 500 likes on today's show. I know that we can prove them wrong. Why do I know that? Because Sixers fans are superior. So help us out, hit that thumbs up icon, and like the video. First question coming in from Rams fan 744. Appreciate you for chiming in. Have you heard anything about Marcus Morris? Are we going to sign him? Does he want to come back to Philadelphia? The last update that really we heard about Marcus Morris was from Keith Pompey of the Philadelphia Inquirer. This was on July 4th Eve. He said, according to Sixers, the Sixers expressing interest in bringing back Philly native Marcus Morris Sr. I'm not sure if that's Morris, Philly guy, hitting up Pompey, Philly guy of the Philadelphia Inquirer and saying, hey, can you help me out a little bit? I'm trying to get some traction in NBA free agency. Can you sprinkle this out there so that maybe I can get some offers? Look, this is the reality of the situation for Philadelphia. They have 3 roster spots to fulfill. They have a 2-way on top of that. And players like Marcus Morris are of the ideal prototype for what Philadelphia could be looking for. A cheap veteran, a lot of experience, going to be affordable. He can contribute a little bit. You don't ideally want him playing more than 10 to 15 minutes per night. And when he did play for Philadelphia last year, it's not like he played terrible. You could certainly do worse as far as the options out there. Hussar Point, hopefully I pronounced that right. Can the Sixers trade for Lauri Markkanen without any thought of the CBA taxes? Pretty much no. Now, the trade complications that would come with a Lauri Markkanen trade, the Sixers are just over the first apron right now. Markkanen's salary for this year is $18 million on August 6th. He is eligible for a max contract extension. I think he gets it either from Utah or an acquiring team. If he is extended, he cannot be traded for 6 months. That basically takes us up to the NBA trade deadline. And the Sixers here don't have any salaries to match. Now, it's different with a player like Dorian Finney-Smith, right? Where if the Sixers would have gone about it in the way where they signed KJ Martin worth much more than he is worth, with that player option or team option on the back end, pretty much making it a 1-year deal, that allows you to match those salaries to trade away KJ Martin, bring back Dorian Finney-Smith. As we know, Philadelphia retained KJ Martin, and he's going to be a part of the Sixers rotation coming in off the bench, but they don't have that type of salary to trade and match with Lauri Markkanen, who's making $18 million this year. So the short answer is no. The long answer, you don't want to go over that second apron on top of what I've explained because it really prohibits you and it handcuffs you from pretty much doing anything. You don't go into that second apron unless you are absolutely obsessed and you have fallen in love with your team because draft, free agency, trades, it really, really limits you. I think it was an awful move to sign that into the collective bargaining agreement. Aaron Gamble, why are the Sixers allowing for Joel Embiid to play in the Olympics? Shouldn't he be resting for a long season and deep playoff run with the Sixers? It's so funny to hear some of the discourse here at Chat Sports, on social media. People hate Joel Embiid, and it's wild to me. The guy grew up in Cameroon, didn't start playing basketball until he was a teenager. He comes to America, so raw in high school. He looked like a baby deer, couldn't really move his body in a fluid way, yet Bill Self sees potential in him. He goes to Kansas. He's raw there. Then he developed so much that season. Then going into the draft, he hurts his back. Then he has foot and knee injuries. He overcomes that. He gets on the floor as a rookie, plays like 30 games, gets hurt again. So barely plays to start his career. His brother passes away tragically in a car accident. And Joel Embiid has gone from a raw player who grew up in Cameroon, not knowing anything about basketball, to becoming an MVP player and a superstar and a player who you want to root for, who's had to deal with so much adversity in his life. And now he's playing in the Olympics, and some people here at the company, some people on social media are saying he can't do anything because he's a foul merchant, and international play is a lot more physical. Joel Embiid stinks. He's overrated. He's the worst player on Team USA. Well, it's almost like he hadn't played basketball in a long time. It's almost like he hasn't played international hoops yet, so he's adapting to that. I think defensively he's been really good. He's made some good passes, especially in transition. He's going to find his groove because Joel Embiid is a great player. Now, why is Philadelphia allowing him to play? Well, he became a legal American citizen a couple of years ago. He went to high school and college in the United States, even though he was born in Cameroon, and he wants to represent the country that he now lives in, that he is a citizen of, and I love that story for him, and I hope he ends up playing well. Chip, I don't think that he's looked slow, banged up, injured. I think he's looked pretty healthy. He did have some time after that first-round series loss to the Knicks to heal that knee.
Yeah, in terms of how he's looked so far, he's, physically, as you mentioned, he's looked fine physically. I've been very impressed by the playmaking he's displayed because, again, that's a big part of the international game, and he's been able to make a lot of really impressive passes. He's obviously still adjusting to this international play, which he's never played under these rules before. No defensive 3 seconds, for example. It's just different. And a lot of these other guys have had experience already, whereas he has not. But there's a reason Steve Kerr is keeping him in the starting lineup. Him, LeBron, Steph, he said, will not be coming out of the starting lineup. And there's a reason. He's so dominant. And if Embiid can find himself in this lineup, this Team USA is going to be even more unbeatable than they already are. Now, they've had some close games already. Obviously, they haven't really gotten into, the real Olympic play yet. They've had some warm-ups, but still have won every game. In terms of, first of all, the hate, it's ridiculous. I feel like people wake up and it's like their job. The first thing they think about is to just look at what Embiid did and just dissect everything and hate on him and everything, little thing he did wrong. So the hate, it happens every year. It is what it is at this point. In terms of should he be playing, I think he should be playing, especially if he wants to play, which he obviously did. It was a dream of his.
Yeah.
There's no reason not to play him. He's clearly healthy enough to be playing. One of the best players in the world representing this country. I have no issue with him playing. I would have had an issue, honestly, if he wanted to play and the Sixers held him out, sort of like what the Warriors were trying to do with Andrew Wiggins. And the Kawhi situation is a little bit weird. There's some back and forth where Clippers, staff are saying that it was Team USA that didn't want Kawhi to play, but Ty Lue, the Clippers coach, is on the Team USA coaching staff, so that's all a different situation. But I love that he's playing. I think he should be playing as one of the best players in the world, and I'd be very disappointed if he wasn't.
It's also cool to see him in this environment, playing along the likes of LeBron James and Steph Curry and Kevin Durant as older veterans in this league, and then some of the younger players like Anthony Edwards. He's chopping it up with some of the best basketball players on the planet, and I think in turn, that makes him a better basketball player. Should a BB playing in the Olympics? Let's go to that poll question here. We want you to chime in down in the comment section. P for play, S for sit. Let us know. If you want to get your Jared McCain jerseys or other Sixers jerseys, you can simply use that link down below, chatsports.com/McCain. That'll take you to our friends at Fanatics, and you can get yourself some Sixers gear. Gavin, any Summer League players going to get NBA minutes? I think Jared McCain can get some minutes. I know that he has shot cold from the floor, but keep in mind that at Duke, as a freshman, started the season poorly, ended as their best player, quick release, limitless range, smart player, and I think that he's going to be able to be a good creator at the NBA level. Ricky Council, of course, was probably the Summer League MVP for Philadelphia. I think he should and will be a part of this rotation. We'll see if Jeff Dowtin gets that two-way deal. Adem Bona, a little bit raw, but my goodness, can he block shots and climb the ladder? And then Kiva Luma, outside of Ricky Council, maybe the Sixers' second best Summer League standout, but he's going to have to earn a contract as well. Joe, hot take. We don't need a power forward because the power forward position is mostly dead. How many true power forwards are there in the league? Lauri Markkanen? Who else? Maybe only 5 starting caliber power forwards. Max, your thoughts? Look, the NBA has become positionless. I would throw Draymond Green in there. Draymond Green is definitely that prototypical old school 4, too small to be a 5, and perfect at that 4 spot. But A lot of teams have gone smaller. A lot of teams have gone with wings. We see sometimes LeBron James ends up playing the 4, and he can really play all 5 positions at this point. But you do make some fair points. I think that you can get away with Caleb Martin, Paul George, Kelly Oubre, Tyrese Maxey, and Joel Embiid being your starting 5. And if Philadelphia doesn't address that position, I think there are ways to work around that. You could also go with a little Andre Drummond, Joel Embiid frontcourt from time to time if you do want to beef up and go bigger. Tito, how effective do you think that Paul George will be? And I love how he said PG8. In Nick Nurse's system, do you think that he can get back to the OKC days on the defensive side? Look, Paul George last year was an all-NBA caliber player. Games played, efficiency, 3-level score, still a very good defender. Paul George was excellent, and it came at a great time for him in a contract year when he was looking to secure a bag. Nick Nurse is thought of as a defensive coach, but he was a great shooter in college. He teaches shooting seminars, and we've seen players improve their shooting form and their efficiency under Nick Nurse's watch. So he does have some offensive elements to his coaching style, and I think Paul George is going to be able to fit in well. I think more so what it comes down to, him fitting really well next to Tyrese Maxey and Joel Embiid. He's that malleable type of star who's comfortable playing off ball, but honestly, I'm also excited to see what Paul George can do on ball because he can create, he can get his shot, and at the end of games, at the end of the shot clock, he could be money in those instances. Robertson, when the postseason comes, do you guys think that the Sixers will be in the conference finals? Chip, look, I think it comes down to Philadelphia getting past that mental hurdle against Boston, the mental hurdle of the second round. It's going to depend on how the seedings fall and what is going to be a wide open, very competitive, and very deep Eastern Conference. The talent is there. I hope so, but it kind of depends on that second round matchup. If you kind of throw away the regular season on the side of erring on the health of Joel Embiid and Paul George, and you get that 6 or 7 seed, and Boston is the 2 or 3 seed, that's going to be difficult in the first round, right? In that second round, sometimes the seedings don't really fall in your favor, but, I'm confident in the Sixers team. I like what they've done. I like the makeup. It really, at this point, just comes down to them getting the job done.
Yeah, they had the talent to do it, right? You look at those top 3 guys, the depth they surrounded them with. I think they have the talent, no doubt, to make it to the conference finals. It's going to be, as you said, can they get over the mental hurdle? Can they all fit and mesh together and over the course of the season improve their chemistry and on-court fit to the point where they're playing nice, seamless ball with all the new guys they got coming in? And can they stay healthy?
Yep.
Because we know health for Embiid, health for Paul George is going to be so big this year. But if they can stay healthy, if they can grab a top 3 seed, they have a chance. Now, if the East shakes out, say you have Boston 1, New York 2, Philly 3, you're setting up for another matchup with the Knicks in that second round. And that's going to be extremely tough.
Yeah.
Extremely tough. And, of course, you can't sleep on some of the other teams in the East. Who knows if the Bucks can improve? The Cavaliers, Magic are up and coming. Miami Heat you always got to worry about. So it's not going to be easy, but I think they have as good of a chance as they've had in a very long time to make a run to the conference finals and give the Celtics a run for their money to repeat in the Eastern Conference.
What do you think? Will the Sixers make the conference finals this year? If they do, we're going to be hyped up right here on this show doing watch parties, and I hope it comes to fruition, man, because in my lifetime, it's been since 2001 since the Sixers got past that second round. Y for yes, N for no. Have a great rest of your weekend, and we'll see you Monday here on the show.